Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Today we with yet another OWASP Spotlight Series project. And today we have Security Pin and we have Timo Pagal with us who's going to talk about what Security Pin is all about. What Security Pin is all about. I'm sure this is something which is very new to all of you. When I heard this about this project, I heard what this Security Pin is all about. So let's hear from the leader who takes care of the project. Over to you, Timo.
Thank you for the nice introduction. The PINS project started as a project to reward participants. So I started in a big company, a security program, and we wanted to educate developers. I thought at that time, when we offer every second week a 1 hour training, that will be enough, that the room will be full. But actually, I invited 20, 30, 40 developers. So it was rising at the time, but only 2-3 developers showed up. So I had to think how to reward people so that they are more motivated. So possible rewards are, for example, high fives. But a high five after training is not so sufficient. You can do that when you have someone did a nice task, and then you can do a high five, but not after training everyone. That is not very sufficient. And then I came up with the idea of providing pins to the participants. So these pins had to be designed. The very first ones were very ugly, so I developed it. But luckily, in that company, there was at that time an apprenticeship lady, which had some background in designing pins, but and there's also in IT. So she understood very well the concept of the things we want to deliver on the pins, and was able to produce nice pins. So she designed the nice looking ones.
So how can people use these pins? Are these virtual pins or actually a hardware pin?
Yeah, you can do both ways. In the pre-COVID time, we used it as, you call it, hardware pins, and then people could collect it. So we needed something where they could collect it. We thought about different options. I ended up with a hat. I can show it in the camera. So this is how it looks. So people gather these different pins on a hat, and this hat is visible in the team room. So they will get automatically reminded about what they have achieved within the team. So for me, this is a team hat. So it's independent from the person. You could also use the pins to provide it to persons directly, but I started to use it for the team as a reward. Now during COVID, I changed the style because no one is in the office, so it's not worth it to create the hardware pins. So I'm using at one customer an application for that, where the team gets all these pins collected, also for the past. And also with a description there. So that wasn't possible on the hat, right? You couldn't provide a description what happened in that meeting. Now we do it visually, so there's also a description that is very nice for information security. And it's much better than just a list, right? Where you tick, this team has been there so often. So due to the collection of the pins, I can automatically see how often each team has been participated, and then I can see, there is a team where I might need to talk with the product owner what they are doing. Is it okay that they are not so often at the training meeting?
So is it like some awareness exercise that we can do with security pins?
I would say that you can use the pins to reward the exercise. So you have all the OWASP top 10 topics in there, and a lot of other topics like threat modeling, which are not directly covered in the OWASP top 10, for example, but it's also a topic which you might want to teach. So I wouldn't use it as a training guideline, but it's it's definitely good to reward with the pins.
Interesting. So now when we are all virtual, how these security pins can be used in a virtual way so that we can understand, okay, these are the exercises where team has gone through, or these are the security pin or kind of badges that they have got.
I recommend to create a page in the wiki, for example, for each team, and then you go to the project's GitHub. There are the pins provided as SVGs, but also as PNGs. So you just grab the PNGs and put it whenever your meeting happened afterwards on the team website. As an alternative, as I said, you can also use it as a reward for persons, and then you can give it out to the persons and have a website where you collect it for all the team members independently.
So Timo, what are the different pins which are there which we can reward the teams?
Oh, there are hundreds of pins available. A very nice one is the TLS pin, for example. I have it here. We can see if you can get it very close in the camera. So is the red one on the bottom, is it? And I also like the SQL injection one. Yeah, so there are plenty of different pins, which are good. Yeah, this is the project page of the pins project with a description how is the challenge, motivating security champions is a challenge, and so on. And also this page introduces the benefits which you're having by using it. On the right, you see two projects: the GitHub pins projects itself, and in case you want to create the pins by yourself, you can also use a PDF export. So that is for the hardware pins. Here on this security pins repository, you can directly go into PNG as a user of the project. Yeah, we can go into the PNG folder. There you have two versions, one with a black background that is used in case you want to cut it for the hardware version. So you have a black background, so you directly see that when you cut it, that there are no borders around. And then when you go back, in the no background, there we have no background. So that is very good when you collect it on the wiki page, for example. This is, for example, the admin port security pin. Maybe you can also open the promoted TLS version. Yeah, there it is. So that is the TLS version, in which you see, which you can hand out after you talked about encryption, for example, or TLS. Yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of files inside, so that are all the options you can directly take. In addition, in this project, we also collect some extra things. Like when you go to the juice shop challenge pins, we also converted the concept, the poster on the bottom. Yeah, here that is the SVG. We have to see if it opens. Yeah, it opens. Perfect. So here you see that the pins in here that are not the normal pins, that are especially ones created for the juice shop. And when you give a training session, right now these pins which you see here on this poster are gray, black and white. And when you actually achieve just a challenge in a training, as a trainer, you can hand out the pins which are colorful, so you slowly get a more colorful poster as a participant. Yeah, you also, in case you want to participate, you will see that there is a blueprint SVG, which you can open in Inkscape. And then you can, in there, create your own pin. And in the best case, you create a pull request with your new created pin design.
I think, Timo, this is really, really amazing. People can use these pins as badges, and these can be given to specific teams. But we need to create separate pages for the teams so that we recognize, okay, these are the things the teams have done better, the teams have done great, and they deserve these pins, right?
Yes. And in the COVID world, when you do it virtually, it's also cheaper than the physical one. The physical one, you need to press it or you need to order it. With the virtual one, you can just distribute it in the way you like.
Timo, can you also tell me about why should one collect these pins? Like, what are the benefits, and why should someone collect it? What's the motivation behind it?
The pins are working as a reminder for the topics which the team or the person has achieved. It's in addition a fast achievement. So in the security field, we are facing the trouble that it's not touchable. These pins make security touchable in case you use a hardware version, and it gives a fast achievement also for the virtual pin. And in addition, we have a gamification. So teams actually said, we are coming to this training events to collect all pins. So that might not be the best motivation to come, but at least they are coming. And even they say we want to collect all pins. From my observation, they also participate in the trainings.
So that means we can do the gamification with security pins as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a gamification from my point of view, yes.
Great. I think this is really, really helpful, Timo. Thanks for sharing all the inputs. I am sure people are going to use this project and going to create their own things. So how can they contribute to this project?
Contribution is very easy. You just open the blueprint file with Inkscape, and then you create your own design, and then you create a pull request, and I'm sure it will be merged, except you have license issues.
Right. Thank you so much, Timo, for sharing all the details about Security Pin project. And I'm really glad to have you on the show. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for your time, Adana.
Take care.